I'm recording. This is Dennis.
That's the camera.
And there's Michelle.
You show the sound?
This is from Michelle.
Every time I use those things, I forget to turn.
Recording you. Hi, Dennis. Get out of my way, please. Are you nervous? Oh, wait, you gotta focus. You gotta focus. There you go. No, now you gotta focus. Hi, Dennis.
She has a diamond and she has a limousine. She said, honey, this is not all I've seen. Who are all these people? Who are all my friends? What if my glory surely ends? She jumps into the jet, then she says goodbye. Who are all these people? Shit, please mind them out the day. I want the same old thing, I want the same old thing, I want the same old thing, yeah. All I want is same old thing, I want the same old thing, I want the same old thing, yeah. She said, she lived for many years said. I wanna say nothing, I wanna say nothing, I wanna say nothing, yeah. I wanna say more thing, I wanna say more thing, I wanna say more thing, yeah.
Alright, you guys. It's really awesome.
As we stood neath the moon, I could lift my mind under the stars with you. It goes like that. You like that?
That's nice.
You want to try it?
Michelle, you really letting yourself go.
Actually, you can just keep going because that's so quiet in the background. You don't have to stop when I start talking. The script is very nice. Hello. Welcome to Citrus on Display, Spring Semester 1990. Citrus on Display is a show featuring ceramics, sculpture, painting, music, poetry, and stories by the students of Citrus College. We hope you enjoy the show. We believe that everything in it is of a very high quality. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy it.
find the world today.
a spot to lay my bottle. It was hot, and my sweat was abundant, drops falling in the sand. The sky was so blue and shocking against brown sand and red skin. The sand was so hot on my skin it felt like spices. I saw a bird in the shocking blue sky, circling, dizzy and hungry, but lazy enough to be a bird. And I got up and walked for a while, through dunes till my soles were burnt and dead. And I came, as if by luck, upon a pool of melted bubbling copper, and I knelt and scooped some in my hands, which simmered quite loudly. I drank of it, poured melted copper on my tongue. Then I lay back down in the dunes, and I thought, that copper tastes like powder I licked off that moth's wings when I was small. And yes, it did.
Clear.
Some gas water heaters have what is called a rich.
Welcome to Citrus on Display, Spring Semester 1990. Citrus on Display is a show featuring ceramics, sculpture, painting, music, poetry, and stories by the students of Citrus College.
This is two songs by Dennis and Michelle.
She has the diamonds and she has a limousine, but she said having this is not all that it seems. Who are all these people? What makes them so true? Don't envy me, I envy you. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing, yeah. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing, yeah. She said. When she was a little girl, she had a dream to fly. Now she jumps in a Learjet, then she says goodbye. Who are all these people? What makes them so true? Don't envy me, I envy you. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing, yeah. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing, yeah. She said. She lived for many years and married 7 times. She couldn't settle down to get them from her mind. Who are all these people? Where is my respect? Am I afraid to be in debt? All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing, yeah. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing, yeah. She said. In 1970 they found her in her tub. Before she died she tried to think of who she loved. Who are all these people? Is a friendship, is it paid? They still can't find the wealth today. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same old thing. All I want is same
This is a poem I wrote entitled Small. I went to the desert and found a spot to lay my body. It was hot and my sweat was abundant, drops falling in the sand. The sky was so blue and shocking against brown sand and red skin. The sand was so hot on my skin it felt like spices. I saw a bird in the shocking blue sky, circling, dizzy and hungry, but lazy enough to be a bird. And I got up and walked for a while, through dunes till my soles were burnt and dead. And I came, as if by luck, upon a pool of melted bubbling copper, and I knelt and scooped some in my hands, which simmered quite loudly. I drank of it, poured melted copper on my tongue. Then I lay back down in the dunes, and I thought, that copper tastes like the powder I licked off that moth's wings when I was small. And yes, it did.
A Roll in the Hay by Janet Bagley. I'm not the kind of girl you would want to take to the office Christmas party or home to meet mother over dinner and coffee. Just home to bed for a roll in the hay. I'm not the kind of girl you need to wine and dine in a fine restaurant. Cheeseburgers and vanilla shakes at Mickey D's and then home to bed for a roll in the hay. I'm not the kind of girl you want your kids to play with or even know about. If girls like me, you hide away, then find again to roll in the hay. I'm not the kind of girl you tell your friends about or your neighbors. I'm not the kind of girl you sit next to in church, only lay next to in bed for a roll in the hay.
Reclining Nude by William Leonard. Oranges by Linda Anderson. Titled Miyuki Shibata. Ein. Eric Magalon.
This is called Fire, and it's written by Marvell Jackson. Fire is a strong word with many emotions attached. We're all aware of the danger and devastation that accompanies this word, so I think I'll tell of a time when Remember When was appropriate. It was when my now teenage girls were 5 and 6 years old. Sunday morning at around 8 o'clock, Bill and I were indulging in Sunday morning bedtime sporting events when suddenly a very loud, blaring noise roused us from the throes of passion. I thought my unfriendly neighbor's car horn was stuck. I was very annoyed. Terror caused my heart to stop momentarily as I realized it was my fire alarm. I had never heard it before. Smelling and tasting fire, I ran into the girls' room. They weren't there. Panic started to creep in while the alarm still blared. I couldn't find the fire or the girls. I realized, terrified, that they were probably together. Now, Bill and I were both running through the house stark naked, running, yelling, "Girls, where are you? Where are you? Where's the fire? I can't find you." I could hear myself yelling, but my voice sounded strange and foreign as I screamed, "Oh my God, where are you? Girls, answer me, damn it!" My panic was boiling over into hysteria when I heard a small voice calmly call from the front yard, "We're out here, Mom. We're in the driveway. The fire is in the bathroom." I immediately ran into the front yard, still fearing the worst. There they were, standing arm in arm at the end of the driveway, unruffled and composed, guilt smeared across their faces. With the alarm still insistently blaring danger, I knelt in front of them, moaning and hugging them to me, hysterical tears streaming down my face. I was still naked. My oldest daughter said, "We're okay, Mom." As my wits returned, I noticed a small crowd of curious faces staring quizzically at the naked, distraught woman in the front yard. Relief replaced hysteria, and anger dried my tears. Uncertain as they were to my next move, they offered an explanation. "We wanted to see the paper bag burn, so we lit it in the bathroom sink. It got too smoky and then the fire alarm went off and scared us, so we ran out here. We heard you yelling, but we were too scared to answer." Be still my heart. As we went back into the house, Bill was standing on a chair, still naked, with screwdriver in hand, trying to turn off the still blaring alarm.
My name is Terry Grove, and my poem is Iowa. It's hard to explain the place I'm from. It's lush green fields that spread far and on, huge oak trees that shade my yard, my laid-back neighbors working on cigars. They putt around on old John Deere's, a sound that is heard so loud and clear. They go to the bar and drink and sit, just liking to relax and shoot the shit. We live in Iowa, we aren't spooked, so leave us alone, you big city puke.
This poem is entitled Nora's Dove. The dove's coo is that of a dream I delay waking from. For all that is comfort, all that is peace, is in her soft throat. A simple song she sighs high above my window in the early morning. Before cars grind the avenue and the green quivers with dew.
My name is Carl Williams, and I'm going to read a poem of mine called Pelicans. I have hitherto assumed that pelicans are birds. They fly, they're feathery, they're in the bird books, Pelicanadae. Tonight, however, as I watch pelicans across the bay, ponderously cruising in silent columns, I find a new hypothesis, that pelicans are not birds at all, but artifacts designed by some manic, orny genius, in whose secret lab hummingbirds are trained to whistle Mozart, and forgotten bottles bang at random intervals. The way they dive, for instance, like World War II fighter bombers. You can hear the whine of Stuka props, the zoom through ack-ack, the kamikaze splash. No bones are to be found within those stubby torsos, rather struts and spars and wires, wind-cool rubber drive belts, and, in more recent models, sensors in the big wedge beaks calculating height velocity and gust, scanning schools of fish with sonic ping, LED screens embedded in their alloy skulls. None of this is true. Silently, pelicans flap and glide into a deepening haze of pearl and damson, irredeemably avian. But my categories are dislocated. Henceforth, I shall not think so easily of pelicans as birds, nor even as pelicans.
My name is Ken Swank, and with your permission, I will read you my poem, Grand Canyon. Soaring vistas rim to rim, vast space whelmed by crystal air, odd vision swooping and sweeping over spires and pinnacles and fortresses, watching shadows dance and play, then dipping to the bronze ribbon below. Eternal and changeless, yet the passage of time before time is seen in the rocky ridges of Wotan's throne, smooth and massive and ancient Vishnu schist, and rough and ragged and recent basalt pillars, uncovered by the ceaseless working of the silver ribbon below. In sunrise or meridian or sunset, blazing colors and pastel shades, stark outline and hazy silhouette, clouds gray the rim, and sudden thunder rain drenches and refreshes Columbine and gentle-eyed Burrow, then plenishes the blue ribbon below. Sure-footed mules in a winding line rising from cottonwood-shaded Phantom Ranch. Sturdy hikers on Bright Angel Trail puff as they tramp switchback and incline to conquer the swell of the canyon wall, celebrating their pilgrimage to the golden ribbon below. Yavapai Point, Kaibab Plateau, Shiva Temple, and Cape Royal, names merely references to wonder in an unconquerable chasm. Spirits of the ancient ones live and hunt here. Now the Havasu by people harvest from the floor of Side Canyon, Havasu. Man has chased phantoms and dreams through the maze and has quivered in awe facing the white water of the fretful ribbon below. Summer has a hot and shimmering quiet that complements an autumn hush, and so soft it roars. The cold and clutching winter solitude slowly melts into spring's activity and life resumed. Yet silence and wonder and peace whisper in tribute to this creation by the relentless Colorado ribbon below.
To Mr. Williams. Against the wall, two graces and I. Although it hurts, I cannot lie. As others create, we always talk. As others write, we take a walk.
In the corner, two graces and I, you say our name in a frustrated sigh. Our answers are blank when you take roll call. We always leave early or don't come at all.
Out to breakfast, two graces and I, through bubbles there's talk of a tall, handsome guy. Although we imagine things we could write, our three graces papers are empty and white. That's a wrap. Let's go eat, guys.
Breaking, shattering. The barriers not visible to the eye except the mind's. Believing society should be the instruction manual for your life. Write your own. In your heart lies the truth, not for everyone. Of anything possessible in this world, your life, your mind, these few irreplaceable things should belong to you. Don't be afraid. If life weren't a challenge or difficult beyond compare, it couldn't possibly be as exciting or as invigorating as making your own way, the true challenge. In a world where no two people are alike, to be an individual, be true to thyself.
Looking down the road where you came, looking for a line that you'll send me. Don't know that I'll ever lend me the time to say you're mine. Thinking about the love we had, sure wish that you could be here now. Your voice is almost so clear now, saying you're mine. Just say you're mine. But that day will never have come, because the morning sun is breaking and it's taking away. So tomorrow, looking down the road where you came, looking for a line that you'll send me. Don't know that I'll ever lend me the time to say you're mine. But that day will never have come, because the morning sun is breaking and it's taking away. I'll see tomorrow. Looking down the road where you came, looking down the road where you came, looking down the road where you came, looking down the road where you came.
My name is Sandy Odell, and I'm going to be reading two poems. The first one is Song to My Lost Childhood, and the second one is Headbanger Heaven. Little girl, where can you be? I've looked for you everywhere, but what do I see? Psychiatrists galore all handing out pills for you to take for your childhood ills. 6 years old was the beginning of the pit in which you dug yourself into a fit. Where have you gone, O little one? Growing up for you has already been done. Nervous eating, shyness, and reading captured your youth, with a wanting and needing that hurt with their truth. Bigger now and weaker still, you tried to kill those demanding ills with a sharp blade at your wrist, but instead you balled up your fist and proceeded to cry and wonder why. Little girl, where can you be? You're in there somewhere, hiding from me.
It's called The Attic, and it's by Rena.
Women in dark makeup and men with long hair and jeans. The party's about to begin. The gargoyle at the door asks you your business. You give him your papers. He looks at you quizzically and moves aside. You're in. The noise assails you from every corner. Lights flashing everywhere, you're instantly blinded by the sometimes darkness. Leeches come at you from all sides, asking your name, phone number, and sexual preference. The bathroom seems to be the only way out. It's not. Witches in black leather miniskirts and jackets stare at you with hate-filled eyes as you head for the nearest stall, hoping to alleviate your fear. It helps a little. You head for the mirror and check the necessities. Hairspray? Check. Makeup? Check. Gum? Gum. Oh well. You go out and the noise hits you again, only this time it doesn't sound so bad. Then the lights go out. You know what that means. The screams are deafening as you head for the platform, not trying to run and not trying to be obvious. You get there, but others got there first. You're halfway to heaven and halfway from hell as a man goes to the microphone and says something, but is drowned out by the built-up excitement. All of a sudden, the Runaway Kittens come out on stage and start their set with Catwalk. You whistle and try to get the lead singer's attention. He sees you and winks. KC with his drums, Maestro with his bass. They end the set by throwing drumsticks, t-shirts, and various other things to the audience. Kevin, the lead singer, says something for one special person. He tosses his hat to you. Now, you're in heaven.
Guitar music by Jim Maxwell.
dreams we sail on thoughts forgotten, to a reality twisted for our liking. Possibilities limited only by the mind. Anything can happen and anything may. True desire cannot be blocked. Weary hearts will always yearn. Tired souls must continue to dream towards tomorrow's dawn with hope in their eyes.
Little monsters, huge mouths, tired of school, sick of homework, think the world owes you an allowance. No fret, little monsters. Patty flippers and hole diggers are always in need. Or you can dress in green, or in black and white stripes.
This one is titled Lucky Rabbit. Did you know that rabbits don't have vocal cords? Sometimes I wish I didn't either. Maybe I would have been a better wife. When the pain becomes too much, they die. When the pain becomes too much, I wish I could. When the pain ends, the rabbit howls. The only sound you'll ever hear. Lucky Rabbit.
Two eyes poke out of the hole and into the night. The time has come. Success or starvation are the options. There is no time for strategy. Small stretch of road, imperative to cross, yet getting caught in imminent death, for which they would all suffer. Quickly now, speed is of the essence. No sound, it is done, this time. Safe for now, look for supplies. There, now lift, push, strain. The trip back, more dangerous. The need for completion, more necessary. Back to the road, weight bearing down, halfway across, almost there. But wait, first a rumbling, then a grumbling. Two lights, high speed, can't stop, gotta make it back for them. In a few seconds, it would be upon him. One last strain, there. Safe, the rumbling has passed. Into the hole, the others clamoring for their share. From the wife, what else? What kind of a grasshopper are you, bringing home this scrap? Don't you remember how many we have? The grasshopper went to his bed, knowing that the deed would be repeated the next day. She wouldn't complain so much, he says, if she had to bring home the bacon.
Roses Die in the Courtyard by Mike Carlson. Roses die in the courtyard, and the rains from a saddened heaven fall sculpting the muddy earth, and a little girl lies there, alone, crying. Her stringy blonde hair drowns in a puddle among the fallen petals of the roses. What ails you, little one? Why must you cry? The little girl looks up, eyes like black holes, stare into unknown distances. My daddy left me. Where did he go? Where all daddies go when their work is done and the games are old. To a place where the sun always shines and the roses never die. The girl stood and walked away, dripping mud and tears and the petals of dying roses.
The Long and Lonely Road, a scene from childhood by Patricia A. Kohler. We are on the move again. Dad came home early last night from the mine. A great project is about to begin in the east, his eyes bright with new worlds to conquer and excitement in his gestures. So we have left our garden and friends recently met because that Dad has his boots on and wants to wander once again. We must find the long and lonely road. My sister and I cram ourselves between the boxes and bags in the car, and another long journey begins. We leave at night in the desert cool, headlights of an occasional car crawling across the flat landscape, outlining the black ribbon of road. Brilliant stars in the bowl of heaven, the air dusty and cold, and we shiver. At last we chilled into the lights of a town small and quiet. We pass through hurriedly, our noses pressed against the windows. A house with its lights on and curtains open draws our attention. A mother and children. There's a piano and flowers in the night-lit yard. Who lives there? Are they happy? A real house where they wake up every day. What must that be like? Night gives way to dawn, and the desert shivers as the highway waves and melts. A faraway mountain follows us for miles in its mirage. At last we see the mountains, and the air turns colder. Pine trees rise up on either side in the dawning of a new day as we climb and climb. Our ears hurt from the change, for the road is windy and steep as we go. Excitement fills my father as he crouches over the wheel. No rest, and we drive on. The road reaches its apex and winds down to the Great Plains, grass is tall, wheat and corn growing, cattle grazing. A farmer on his plow and the great combines marching across the undulating yellow fields. Children waiting for a school bus, pushing and shoving. The small towns of Nebraska and Kansas till we finally reach the great Missouri. Our mother tells us it was the place where the pioneers started their long trek. We nod without curiosity. We will remember it later, though. We reach the Middle West with the screen states of Ohio and Indiana spread out before us, winding down leafy lanes and across many bridges. The rivers began to take on lovely names, the Monongahela and the Ohio and the Allegheny. We are bored and crushed in this small space as the days roll by. My dad straightens up and says, "There it is, isn't it wonderful? A new city and a new house to find." My mother nods her head wearily as she thinks of the many chores she must accomplish to make this new place a home. Dad cannot wait and has gone underneath the earth, even underneath the bay called Chesapeake, to build a new tunnel for the people of Baltimore. When it is done, we'll go back the way we came, crammed in and tired, looking for a new challenge in a new place, down the long and lonely road.
Untitled Charcoal by Rhonda Suggs. Portrait by Diana Peterson. News by Patricia Leach. Myra Higley, Blue Cat. By Joan E. Hill. Higley, Fox. Sorrow, grapes. fox. Cicero, grapes divine.
White. A sheet of blank paper. Angora-like carpeting. T-shirt without the design. People. Black. A leather jacket. Boots with chains around the ankles. People. Red. Blood. A lot of sticky blood. The color of black and white mixed together in hatred. Why?
The leaves murmur to one another as I gaze upon their darker twins. There are two butterflies, one white, one black. Two birds, one blue, one black. For every object there is a shallow double. But I look all around and see only myself.
Citrus College by me, Caroline Cruz. Here, where we matriculate at Citrus College, we like to learn and gain lots of knowledge. Peacefully sheltered by the embracing mountains, the quiet canyon lures us to a sprinkling fountain. Green grounds abound with beauteous froth, inspiring poetry by one and all. The fragrance of flowers as we walk to classes engages the heartstrings of lads and lasses. Magnolias blooming with lush perfume fill the olfactories of each one in the room. At night, the lamplight, like many a moon, make graduation seem to come too soon in June. Although art, music, science, and astronomy will be written in the minds of our memory, the instruction is given so we will understand that these are the finest friendships here at hand. That's why we let no stone unturned as we seek more treasures to be learned. Here, where we matriculate at Citrus College, where we like to learn to gain lots of knowledge.
That was a mission by myself, Eric Moore. My next poem, Fathers, Sons, and Kites, also by myself. A father and a son, in a little time we will need. A few cents for this, and a few cents for that, we agreed. Some string, some glue, some paper, we read, or maybe some twine would be better instead. The cool March winds will help a great deal, like grease on the axle of a wagon wheel. We put it together for its first coming flight, staring at it, then each other. It was indeed quite a sight. Out near our hill, the wind strongly blew. The tenseness of the moment made me excited too. Cautiously but surely, my father ran hard. He was thinking of last year when the moment was marred. Up, up, up into the sky, gaining speed as it went. Yet he didn't care. He ran till all energy was spent. Dipping and diving, poking and playing, I hoped it wouldn't end when I watched it swaying. As it danced in the sky, I felt age slip away, and I think he did too, which thrilled me that day. My father had joy in making a slow or fast turn. When he was quite young, it was easy to learn. I was so eager that I gave it no thought on how to control it. I just wanted a shot. I clamored for the reins of our small winged medium. Doing this is better than school and other tedium. He handed them over, quite gracious in fact. I think that he knew that I studied his act. With unskilled hands, I sensed what to do. It took all that I saw, yet none that I knew. It flew into the sky, but I ran out of string, farther than I could see. Where is that darn thing? The low-flying clouds kept it hidden from view. Still, I wish I could see how high that it flew. But the sun went down as the fun wore on, and before we knew it, our experience was gone. As I grew older, I thought back to those days, those Marches, Junes, Aprils, and Mays. I am newly a father now, and yet I still know, to the moving pictures, my son and I will not go. We will fly kites. We will not say, let's drive our Model T, because they're just fads anyway.
She has a bidding on my 47th year. When I was away from her, I didn't shed a tear. Now the times have changed and they are changing all the while. Something here prevents me to smile. Sometimes I cry. The Chinese noodles, they are burning on the stove. The cheese is rotting and I'm watching Dead Man's Cove. I still have a photograph, the one she did not give. Something here prevents me to live. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I cry. Something here prevents me to smile. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I cry.
The attic inside. She is alone and cries a lot. She is afraid of what she does not know. She runs from those who might love her. She stays with those who cause her pain. Her eyes, they hold no promise of tomorrow. Her voice is soft and barely heard. Her arms are scarred from chasing rainbows. Her heart crushed from dreams turned away.
Takayuki Kugawa, Magic Box. Doomed Serpent and Green God, Roberto Perez.
From Seconds to a Lifetime, a monologue by Troy Richard Vanderpool. Know this much. The following is a true account of both sights and feelings. So anyways, I was driving down the road on one of those hot days. You know, the kind of hot that makes sweat trickle up from parts of your body that never knew perspiration before. You know the kind I mean? That type of day that allows waves of heat to attack you and from all sides, and you can see it coming at you because of the smoggy haze covering the streets. You know, that kind. I'm cruising along with the other masses of metal down Azusa Avenue, one of the busiest highways in my hometown. Just going along, lost in thought. A somber voice echoed through my speakers, telling me that she owed all to me. As I approached the Puente Azusa intersection, not far from my high school, I let my eyes drag my head to the left-hand side of the road so I could see a bus stop. You know the kind, the ones with the tinted window overhang so the sun won't be as harsh on waiting riders. There's millions of them covering the streets. Every city has got them. But this one was special because it only existed for a heartbeat. Oh, the stop is still there, but what I saw only took that split second I spent looking away from the road. Two people were sitting on the single bench that ran between the plexiglass windows. A middle-aged black woman and a Caucasian, as the cops say, male, probably in his mid-20s. They sat maybe 3 or 4 feet apart. Not quite, but almost on the edges of the bench. The woman was leaning on a pair of crutches, and the man was clutching a worn-looking backpack. I drew the conclusion that this could be the first, maybe second meeting, because, well, normally, I guess, after meeting with someone a few times at a bus stop, you become more comfortable with their company and are inclined to sit closer, thus making conversations easier. Thus, I drew my conclusion because of their distance. Anyways, what made these two strangers so special, what locked their image in my memory, was that they were laughing. Not just run-of-the-mill giggling to themselves, but definitely not that kind. It was hold your stomach, lean your head way back kind of laughter. You know the kind, tears in your eyes, but not quite out of control. You know, that kind. They sat there, two people from worlds apart, but thrown together by chance. No longer strangers because of a single moment spent truly together on a crowded street corner. Looking at these people, I felt good. Whatever differences they might have had, no matter how different their backgrounds were, they remained unimportant, as they should be. I don't know their names, and I'll never see them again, but their image will live inside of me until the time when I take my leave of this world. I'll always love them, too, for being human enough to reach out to someone else. Perhaps they will never see each other again, but they made a difference in each other's lives, even if only for a moment. Now, my friends, if that isn't beautiful, well, what is? It's moments like the one they shared with me even though they didn't see me, that will serve to make days more bearable. The little things, chance encounters, frozen moments, these are the makings of precious memories. Not just the things that you see or do, but the ones you can feel. You notice your heart tugging at you when the memory comes up. The kind of memory you can recall when your mind wanders freely and you're allowed to just feel good about the world around you. You know, that kind.
Loan me that cup of detergent. I really didn't want to walk all the way back, but I don't know where my head's at these days. But hey, don't worry. I pay back my debt. See that silk flag spinning around in there? I'm gonna wear that to my job interview tomorrow. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a job as a secretary. I'm hoping that if I look real professional, maybe they won't notice that I have absolutely no experience. Oh gosh, I hope I get that job. You know, a couple years ago, if you were to say that I'd be actually excited to be getting a job as a secretary, I'd say you're crazy, but someone needs to bring in the money. God knows it's not going to be my husband. Oh, well, don't get me wrong. My husband's a wonderful man. He's going to be a biologist. He's a student, so he studies. I just wish he'd get paid for all that studying he does. Yeah. I kind of admire him, though. I mean, he's determined, marriage or no marriage, baby or no baby, that he's going to make something out of his life. He even wants me to make something out of mine. Yeah, right. Then who's going to watch the baby? Then who's going to watch the baby? So I have to wait until 5 till I can go back part-time. I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world, though. She's my baby girl. Nothing will ever change that. I saved up a month for that little dress. She's worth every penny and more. How did that get in there? I haven't seen that since, well, she came around. I was a junior in high school, and awards for the drama competition. I remember all the excitement. The judges were movie stars and talent scouts. This really was the stage life. It was the one glorious moment when it was truly ended. Later, when the talent agent asked me to sign on with them after I was 17, and they guaranteed me a casting to play. I would be 17 in only months. I couldn't believe it. I was on my way. My dream was coming true. But by the time they cast the play in Hollywood, I was 4 months pregnant. I guess they didn't need a pregnant Juliet. Only married 1 month to a high school senior. Oh, I didn't mean to bore you with all my problems. I'm sorry I don't have much of an opportunity to talk to anyone over the 18 months of age.